Justin Constantine is our next guest, and I asked him if he wanted to go by his title of Lieutenant Colonel, and he's like, no, that's quite okay. Ladies and gentlemen, I am honored to have our next guest. Welcome to the show. How are you?
I'm doing great. Thank you so much for having me. I've watched a number of your other guests, and it's a real honor for me to be included on part of your platform.
Oh, that's so nice. Thank you so much. So we met through our mutual friend, Nick, and he said to me, you've got to meet my friend Justin. I said, okay. Your journey, like every guest I've had, is unique.
Sure.
Yours is particularly unique, Justin. Military service. And the fact that you were just like down and out for the chips, and now you're living your best life. So can we just talk about that for our audience a little bit, about your journey?
Yeah, sure. I joined the Marine Corps when I was in law school, so I came in active duty as a JAG attorney. It's not like the TV show, it's real work. But so I did criminal defense, criminal prosecution. 9/11 happened, I stayed in the Marine Corps on active duty, but I left in 2004. I did not deploy as a lawyer, but I joined the reserves, and next year I ended up deploying in 2006, not as a lawyer, but attached to an infantry battalion doing civil affairs. So I was a captain at the time, led a small team of Marines, helping the Iraqi people rebuild destroyed infrastructure. 2006 was a very kinetic time for the Marines in Al Anbar, which is where we were, near Fallujah, near Ramadi, which you recognize from the news. We had troops in contact every day, and one day during one of our patrols, I was shot in the head, and we knew there was a sniper in the area. He had killed a few of our Marines in that area the past couple of weeks. We had a reporter there with us that day who was doing a story, and I had just said to him, I had noticed earlier in the day he wasn't moving very quickly.
Okay.
I had just said to him, hey Jay, you need to move quicker here. Don't forget about that sniper. We don't want something to happen to you.
Right.
He told me later, based on that, he took a big step forward. And a split second later, a bullet came in where his head had been and hit the wall between us. Before I could react, the next round hit me behind my left ear and exploded out of my mouth, causing incredible damage, obviously. The Marines around me thought I'd been killed. When the Navy corpsman came running over, he rolled me over. I was no longer breathing. George Grant is an incredible young man, and together with the battalion commander, Colonel DeBrose, and some other incredible Marines, they were able to bring me back to life, keep me alive, even though the sniper was still shooting and they had all sorts of logistical challenges, get me back in the Humvee with 65 pounds of armor on, race me to an aid station, somehow not drive over a bomb when they were everywhere there. The doctors there were able to keep me alive, do some emergency surgery they had never done before until they were able to get me to a helicopter to our real base, and then on to the military hospital in Germany, and then to the military hospital here back in the States. So an incredible journey, as you said. So many people, I could have not made it along the way, and it would have been okay, because I'm just so incredibly lucky to be here. So many people played an important role in my physical recovery at that time, and since then, my wife and hundreds of other people have been incredible. So it's not a reflection of me by any means. It really does take a village.
Well, and you know what, Justin, which is so great is like, so you go in to serve others, to be in service to others. Then people come to you and they're in service to you.
Yeah.
And then what's incredible, Justin, is that you've taken that and now you're in service to others.
I am.
You're like this huge, big-time motivational speaker. Hundreds of people come out to hear you speak, thousands, really. You've written a couple of books.
I have.
So you've got My Battlefield, Your Office.
Right.
So that's
that's a leadership book based on Marine Corps principles, applying them to the private sector for mid-level managers, because in my opinion, no one teaches leadership better than the Marine Corps. So I took what I learned and hope to help millions of other Americans as well.
Yeah, and once a Marine, always a Marine. Isn't that what they say?
Semper Fi. That's
yeah,
right.
That's what they say. And this is From We Will to At Will.
Right, and that's a book I wrote last year, which was published by SHRM, which is the Society for Human Resource Management. It's the go-to guide for HR professionals who want to hire veterans but don't know how to do it. So it's interviewing, onboarding, retaining, engaging, so veterans can come in and really help your company grow and be a success.
I think that's fantastic. Yeah. I'm going to gift this maybe to my son, Andrew, because Andrew works in human resources.
That sounds
and you know
great.
what? He's just a wonderful young man.
Sure.
So you went on, and now you're married.
Right.
You have a family,
right.
People around you that still love you and celebrate you. What did they think about how you've kind of turned something just completely tragic into this wonderful opportunity for yourself and others.
Well, as I said, I wouldn't be where I am without them, and so I know they're very pleased. My parents were very nervous when I told them I was deploying, because I volunteered as a reservist to deploy, and so my dad just said, you know, make it home safe. And I can't imagine what they went through getting the phone call that your son's in tragically injured in Iraq, you may not make it. So they're, of course, very ecstatic. My wife, who was then my girlfriend, who dropped everything, she had just started a PhD program at Cambridge in England, left there to come be with me in the hospital, put her whole life on the line. And this is what when caregivers, we talked about cancer survivors, this is what caregivers do. They're unsung heroes, especially in the military, but this is what they do, they have to do. She put her life on the line for me, but now we've fully come full circle on that. But so many veterans organizations and individuals, people who've been over backwards to help me find good employment, who invite me in to speak at their companies. So I'm only here because hundreds and hundreds of people have helped me be here.
I want to thank you. Thank you for being a yes to yourself, to your fellow man, to our country. It was just such a joy to have you on the show.
Can I make one last point?
Of course you can.
Okay. I just want to, I know you have some incredible viewers, and I want to talk about veteran employment for just a second. And where I work, JobPath, it's an incredible resource. And companies often ask me, we want to hire veterans, where do we find them, and how do we do it? And so I'm really pleased to be part of the JobPath platform because so many employers right now in this tight labor market especially, and there's a lot going on here in Long Island and in New York where these companies are hiring veterans and are so pleased once they know how to hire the right veteran. I'm not saying all veterans can do everything, we can't, but the right fit based on our training or our maybe completely different career desires after using the GI Bill and other resources. We turn out to be leaders in companies and help companies grow. And so I just want to put a plug in there to employers who are watching to not forget about hiring veterans and spouses.
And I don't know if you remember the story that I told you when I was a little girl singing with Futures of America, and that vet had gone to Vietnam and he hadn't spoken in 10 years and he started singing Grand Old Flag with me. I've always been somebody that has been appreciative of my freedom day after day. So on behalf of me and everyone that I know.
Thank you.
Thank you. Wow. Justin Constantine. Okay, so there you go. That's why I do my show. I want to make a difference in the lives of others. I thank you so much for watching, because if it wasn't for you, I'd have no show. Thank you. You honor me with watching the show. Stay tuned for more.